What's up, everybody? Hey, I wanted to give you a little bit of recap and learning presentation from the LowerGear Kayaking Fishing Open event we had yesterday at Roosevelt Lake. Kind of a general recap. We had 24 anglers out there, which was freaking amazing. And the even more amazing part of it, I think 14 of those anglers were actually first timers at this event. So incredible turnout, and that was just awesome. It was awesome to see all the new faces and the old faces again. Now, and the fishing was pretty good. I believe 18 of the anglers that entered caught fish and brought fish to the table. So and a lot of people caught 3 or more. I mean 9. One guy caught 9 fish. I think I caught 7 fish. A lot of people, multiple bags. They weren't huge. I think the biggest fish of the day might have been 17 or 18 inches, but those were rare. There were a lot of 10, 11 through 15 and a half inch fish, a lot of 13s. So a lot of smaller fish, but hey, it's fish. We're catching fish, so that was great. Definitely better catch ratio than the event we had a month, or actually 2 months back at Roosevelt. So on to the winning successful strategies that the winning anglers had. Number one, first place, Mark got on a Rico topwater bite early on. So basically it's a topwater plug. Just pop it across the water. Rio Lobino lures is what makes it. Didn't get the color, but definitely white or powder bone, as they sometimes call it, is a very popular color, or definitely shad looking ones. But these things are money when the topwater bite is on, and that's what he managed to catch some of his bigger fish on. As that died down, I believe he went to some drop shot to catch some fish. Second place, Randy did a lot of drop shot. Green pumpkin was a common color for him. That 15 to 20 foot of water caught him some fish. He also went to a Texas rig rage crawl, caught him some fish as well, but they were the smaller fish. He then he upsized his bait and changed it a little bit, went with a longer, I believe 7-inch pumpkin seed power worm Texas rig, and that netted him some larger fish that was allowing him to cull some of the smaller fish. But a consistent drop shot or Texas rig bite is what netted that young man second place. Caught a lot of fish. Third place, Keen said he did his damage with deep cranking. So when I hear the term deep cranking, in my head, I'm thinking anything over 15 feet. So you pretty much have to get out some pretty big crankbaits. So this is a Strike King 6XD, pretty good size. I think this bait has a limit of about 15, maybe 18 feet, depending on your line size. But for really deep cranking, and I think he said he had to get down to 20 feet, you pretty much have to step up to a 8XD, or in this case, this is a 10XD. I mean, it's a huge bait, huge crankbait. But this huge bill allows this bait to get down into that 18, 20, 22 foot range, depending on how much line you have out and line size. So on that note, I'll give you a little, I don't know if they're hints or tips, but just tell you. So line size is very important. I know this is a big bait, but throwing it on 8-pound fluorocarbon, it's going to go a little bit deeper than if you throw it on 10 or 12 or 14 or even higher. So if you need to get the bait deeper, you can play with the hooks a little bit, maybe put some larger hooks on there to give it a little bit extra weight. But really, line size and the farther you can cast it is gonna get it to run its deepest depths. And this is definitely a critical bait in the summertime. As the bass start to move out from their spawn and they start getting into that 15 to 20 20 plus water, this is definitely a key bait and a great search bait. Not easy to throw all day. Definitely, I mean, this will wear you out. It's a lot of torque on the reel, so you want a 5-speed reel bait caster, and you kind of you got to be careful with any type of treble bait, whether it's deep cranks or even topwater. Treble hooks, they tend to come out of the fish a little bit easier because the fish actually gain leverage against this bait and are able to rip the hooks out of their mouth. So the key to keeping a lot of your fish on when you're using treble hook baits is basically a softer tip on your pole. So you'll see things like crankbait poles that are made of fiberglass versus some of the other materials, and they have a moderate action. The tip is basically really almost whippy, so that it allows a lot of movement with your rod as that fish is fighting and looking for leverage. So basically almost like a whippy type rod. So medium, definitely for smaller cranks. Medium heavy, you may have to go to a medium heavy for these larger 8XDs and 10XDs, and I'm saying these names, but these are Strike Kings. I mean, you can use other kinds, but there's Norman DD22s, etc. But deep cranks, I mean, they're definitely money. They're a great search bait. It allows you to cover a lot of water, but they are tiring. You do that all day long, and your forearms, and you're gonna be, you'll get worn out. So a lot of guys wear actually bands, like a tennis elbow type band, to kind of help their forearms and their wrist. Even wear wristbands if they know they're going to be deep cranking all day long. So, because it is a workout, let me tell you. But that was the successful techniques for the winning anglers. So, all in all, I think it was a great day. For me personally, like I said, I caught 7 fish. I just didn't get the size. Really close. I think I missed 3rd place by, I think it was 3/4 of an inch. So it was right there, just needed one different fish to put me in the money. But that's how it goes. I mean, that's how critical it is when you're out there tournament fishing or even fun fishing. I mean, I did get one really good bite that I wasn't really ready for. It seemed like a very large fish for Roosevelt. It's a fish story now, but if I could have landed that fish and I was more mentally prepared to hook that fish, probably could have put me in the money. But the key to the game, definitely in tournament fishing, is get your 3 fish first. Doesn't matter if they're 10 inches, unless there's a limit on the lake or something. 10 inches, 12 inches, just catch 3. I mean, that gets you close pretty much right away. Unless the lake's just on fire and big fish are everywhere. But, get your 3 fish on the board. I mean, that's inches are hard to come by sometimes. So, and then you can start worrying about culling and maybe looking for some bigger fish. And to me, that's a great way to approach it. But you got to be ready. You got to be ready for every bite. Just like what screwed me up yesterday. I was kind of tired. It was a long day. It was hot. Wasn't ready for the bite. Didn't really expect it. Wasn't really concentrating hard enough. And as I reel up the slack, there's a lot of weight there. So didn't get a good hook set. Fish came off. But that's what happens sometimes. So stay in the game the whole time would be my best advice, because bites come. Sometimes they're few and far between. And I mean, literally, you could be out there 5 hours, and the last hour is the hour that they just turn on for you, or maybe it's the last hour that you figure it out. So you gotta stay with it, and it takes a lot of determination. I mean, especially when it's hot out there and you don't get bit for 3 hours or 4 hours. But that's key, really, folks. I mean, that's tournament fishing. I mean, it could be lights out 1 minute, and you can get 7 hours of nothing. So, it's an interesting game. It's a very challenging game. But I hope you liked the recap. Look forward to seeing everybody at the next event. I believe that's August 9th. Oops, correction there. It's not August 9th, it's August 19th. I'm so sorry. I don't know where my head's at. August 19th is the next LowerGear fishing event, not August 9th. And I think we're going to be at Roosevelt again. We were at Roosevelt this time because our Apache Lake permit got canceled because of the golden algae problem. So I think we're still going to be at Roosevelt because that's where it was planned. But who knows? Maybe the golden algae be gone by then, and maybe they'll allow us to kind of go back to Apache, maybe switch that up. So stay tuned. You know, keep your eye on the Facebook event pages to see if that changes. But as far as I know right now, we should be back at Roosevelt. It'll be in August. Look forward to seeing everybody out there. All the new faces. Let's bring more people out here, guys. I mean, it was amazing. 24 people we had. Let's get this thing over 30. And let's just, you know, enjoy it. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out here in Arizona that have paddlecraft, and you know, come on out. I mean, we're having a blast. I mean, it's fun. Meet new people, share the same passion. Even if you don't catch anything, I mean, it's free. It's free to attend. So nothing really to lose. And you can come out, you can learn, you can watch, you can ask questions. But otherwise, just get outdoor, you know, get some vitamin D, some sun, and just enjoy the great outdoors. I mean, our lakes are beautiful here, and it's a great way to experience them on a kayak. I mean, some of the things you get to see, it's just amazing. So I look forward to seeing everybody out at the next event, and maybe catch you out on the water before then sometime. But stay tuned for more information, and keep an eye on the Facebook pages. I want to say a big thanks to LowerGear and Dallas over at LowerGear for you know, setting this up and running with us. But everybody, be safe, get outdoors, you know, enjoy it. Till next time.